All right, let's be real. There's certain things in life that are better kept to yourself, especially when it comes to women. So we're gonna break these things into 3 categories. Category 1, never fucking tell a girl this under any circumstances. Category 2, if you tell a girl this too soon, she's gonna leave you, but after a few months, it might be okay. And category 3, these are things that you might think you should hide from women, but you should actually tell them. You just have to do it the right way. And look, this is not the typical, don't talk about your ex-girlfriend on the first date.
Don't talk about body counts or discuss political views.
No, these are some real life situations that used to completely sabotage my dating life. For example, number 3 is the reason I lost my first girlfriend. Number 6 is the reason that I used to never get second dates. And I still see so many other men making these same mistakes. So let's get it. Also, Julia's here today. She's gonna be chiming in, giving us that female perspective.
Hey guys.
Number 1, creative hobbies. So sometimes we have different hobbies or interests that just might not seem that strong or masculine to a girl. So look, I am a nerd. I used to build my own computers. I would spend all day in Photoshop creating these skins for Counter-Strike Source terrorists so they would look more badass. Maybe you're really into anime or you love writing poetry. That's cool, bro, but you might wanna keep it to yourself.
So if I was on a first date with a guy and he brought up how he loves Dragon Ball Z or he loves writing poetry, I would be like, that's sweet or that's cool, but I don't know if I would be like physically attracted to that.
Yeah, I think, look, put it this way. You don't wanna be the anime guy or the poetry guy. That's just a little weird and weak. That's how it's gonna seem. But if you're a cool, confident guy and then 2 or 3 months into dating, the girl finds out, oh, and he also has this passion for anime. Now it's like unique and it's different. And that's why this is category.
Number 2, it's not a negative, but you want her to find out on her own.
Number 2, you want more attention.
So back in the Boston days, I was going on a few dates with this guy and everything was going really well. But then he started sending me the good morning text messages, kind of checking in all the time. And it just made me really not interested.
Did you ever text him first?
I did at the beginning, but then afterwards it was just way too much.
Yeah, it's tough because as guys, if there's a girl who I want to see and she is responding to my texts, but like not texting me as much, and then I'm not sure if she likes me or not, I kind of just want to force the issue and like text her to get the validation that she's into me, because if not, then I'll move on. And I definitely missed out on a lot of girls back in the day who otherwise would have been interested in me. This is straight up category 1. Under no circumstances do you signal to a girl that you want more attention. There's 2 possibilities here. First, she's just not that interested in you, and if you keep pursuing, you're gonna build this bad habit of simping. The second one is, maybe she's interested in you and everything's going fine, but because you've not had that much attention from women in the past, that was my issue, or maybe you had a bad breakup, it doesn't matter what's happening, you're always just gonna want more attention and more validation. And then you're gonna lose the girl every single time.
Like what happened with that guy.
Number 3, you're not sure about your path in life. So tell me right now, first thing that comes to your mind, you can't even think about it. What do you want to do with your life, bro? What direction are you heading? Where are you gonna be in 5 years? Where are you gonna be in 10 years? I'm betting that a lot of you aren't sure. You have high aspirations for yourself, but you're not sure exactly what path you want to go down yet. And that's fine, that's normal. For most of my life, I mean, I still don't really know what the I'm doing, if I'm being honest, bro. But it's a question that everyone, including girls on first dates, is going to ask you. And your answer does mean a lot.
So if I'm on a date with a guy and I ask, so what do you do for work?
Oh, well, right now I got this one job I'm working, but I'm trying to make some moves soon. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with my life yet, you know?
I have like so many red flags. Like if I was on a date with a guy and he said this, my immediately is like, he's uncertain. He's not like confident in himself. Like I want a hard-working guy that is like pursuing something. And this is just like a huge red flag.
Girls, probably above everything else, they're optimizing for security. They want to feel protected and safe and secure. I think we all realize that on a logical level. But if you have some answer like this, you just pulled the chair out from under her. She's like, I'm never gonna feel safe with this. This one is category 3. You have to say it because the question's gonna come up, but you need to communicate it correctly.
And it's totally fine if you do not have your shit together, or you're not making a lot of money yet. Like when I first met David, he was on his come up. A girl just wants to feel like you're on the journey and she can be part of that.
So what I used to say when I met Julia and I was meeting a lot of women at that time. I had quit my software engineering job. I was starting to try and build this YouTube channel. And at first I definitely fucked it up a lot, being like, yeah, well, I used to work as a software engineer and I'm trying to do this, YouTube thing. I'm gonna get figured out.
Yeah, you definitely didn't say that to me.
Well, I'd figured it out by then. I just gave a short, confident answer. I used to work as a software engineer, but I quit that because now I'm pursuing some online business. A little vague, but it always hit.
Yeah, but the way you said it was really confident and like you weren't over explaining.
Number 4.
Whoa. I have one. Well, it's not really you shouldn't say to a girl, but you shouldn't show a girl is when a guy is like really hairy or doesn't properly groom. Like that's disgusting.
Well, luckily for all of y'all, I got this covered for you with the sponsor of today's video, my secret weapon, Manscaped. So these 2 tools right here are the key to my grooming routine I use to boost my attractiveness every week.
And if he doesn't do it, I'm on him.
The first one is the Beard Hedger Pro. I use this every other day to trim my neck hairs, and that's the key behind my razor sharp jawline, that contrast there. And then once per week, I put the guard on and I trim down my overall length so that it's clean.
Clean is sexy, not clean, homeless looking.
And this just demolishes everything else on the market. It's got a stainless steel blade, 60 minutes of runtime per charge, and is waterproof. And then we got this bad boy right here, the Lawnmower 5.0. I use this twice per week to trim the hair on my chest, abs, and my balls.
You look more jacked without hair, and girls prefer a clean look.
And this thing is unbeatable. It's got skin-safe technology that allows me to get a close trim without risking any damage, if you know what I mean. Plus waterproof, long-lasting battery, all the good stuff. And because Manscaped is sponsoring today's video, they're hooking it up. You can use that coupon code on screen to get 20% off plus free worldwide shipping. And if you buy the Beard and Balls bundled, you're gonna get both of these things together for an even lower price. Just click that first link in description to take your grooming game to the next level. All right, number 4, revealing that you're afraid of physical violence.
Crazy story, but back in New Hampshire, I was running some errands with my brother's friend and we saw this guy getting attacked by another guy. And I remember being like, we need to intervene. We need to help this guy. This guy was getting his ass beat. And my brother's friend was like, no, like we need to stay in the car. We need to lock the doors. Like this isn't safe. And I just remember being like, what the heck? Like, why are you such a pussy?
You never want a girl to have that thought cross her mind about you. This is a big time category 1. You never want to say something like this to a girl. Granted, it's not going to come up all the time, but it's good to be prepared.
It just goes back to a girl wanting to feel safe. If she's hanging out with a guy and she gets this vibe or you say something like this that you wouldn't protect her, she's not going to be interested in you.
I think it's fair to say, correct me if I'm wrong, girls don't want a hothead either.
No, they definitely don't.
Who's looking for fights. But if you have this hesitance around any type of physical altercation, it's a good sign you should train some martial arts. I trained Muay Thai for several years, and now the few times I've been in situations that could escalate, at least in the back of my head, I know how I would prepare to go into that situation, and that just gives me a lot more confidence and calmness. Number 5, asking her to be your girlfriend. We all know that feeling when you see a girl a couple times and you're attracted to her, she seems nice, she's into you, she's reciprocating, and I just start visualizing this whole future. Like, this is gonna be the girl I'm coming home to. This is gonna be my next girlfriend or my first girlfriend. I used to think that, a lot before I had my first girlfriend, but then like it wasn't official yet. It hadn't been established, and then I'd start to feel a bit insecure, like, oh, but I'm gonna fuck it up before she's my girlfriend. I need to lock it down. I need to let her know how I feel, because if she maybe feels that way too, it could be official, and then life would be so good, bro.
Guys, this is category 1. You never want to ask a girl to be your girlfriend, and I know this is controversial, but the thing is, guys know right away, like, oh, I want to be in a relationship or not, and girls don't. They need time to think about it and figure it out for themselves. So you want her to come to that conclusion.
It's a lot more powerful if she decides, I want this to be my boyfriend, versus, man, this guy's asking me to be his girlfriend.
Maybe not.
And I get it. You don't want to play any games, bro. I just want to be straight up and find a girl who I can be straight up with. Well, the reality on the ground is that in the beginning stages, dating is a game, and the psychological journey that she has is important, and it frames the entire relationship as, I locked this guy down. That's how she's going to be thinking about it if you allow her to express this on her own, versus, I don't know if I really want to be dating this guy. He kind of pressured me maybe into being in this relationship. Number 6, childhood trauma.
As someone who worked as a therapist, I know that there can be a lot of people that have had childhood trauma, whether they were physically abused, they were neglected, they were verbally abused, and it can be awful. And you definitely want to be open and share these experiences with the person that you're dating. However, it can be a huge red flag up front.
It's interesting because if you turn this on its head, I think a lot of us recognize when we meet a girl who's still broken. And I know maybe she's hot, bro, and maybe I can fix her. Maybe it means that she's gonna have to depend on me more. I think in a sick way, a lot of guys find it attractive, that weakness. But look, we all know how that ends if you go down that path. In a toxic relationship full of fights that maybe you still haven't gotten out of, but you know that you should have. You don't want to be the male version of that. And it's even worse as a dude, because maybe we find the weakness a little attractive. Do you think girls find that weakness and that bitching attractive?
So this is category 2. So if you're dating a girl for a couple months, it's okay to start opening up and sharing this kind of stuff, but this is never anything that should be talked about before you're exclusive.
Number 7, talking shit about other men. So there's one truth of life that honestly I wish I knew sooner, and that is that hate always comes from below. Like back when I was in university, I fucking hated the dudes who were getting the really attractive girls while I was too afraid to talk to girls or trying to get drunk just to talk to a girl at a frat party. I'd be like, man, these dudes suck. They're such losers. These girls aren't even attractive anyway. He just got lucky with that girl. Truth is, I was intimidated, trying to make myself feel better. And I seen the other side of this as well. On YouTube, at first, this channel got like no hate comments ever. And then as I started making some life gains and leveling up my lifestyle, all of a sudden, I was like, I don't get it. Why are all these people dropping these hate comments about how like I just got lucky, or I must have been gifted money from my parents,
or Julia's a gold digger,
even though she met me when I was broke, or talking all types of shit. You only talk shit about men that you feel intimidated by. Looking back, I felt intimidated by those bros with the attractive girls. Category 1, never talk shit about other guys. And this is probably not gonna happen early on. You're not gonna be on a first date like, man, that guy over there, his girl's ugly.
That'd be so weird.
That guy probably got given that money by his dad. But when you get comfortable with your girl, maybe she becomes a little bit of your outlet, and then it starts to slip. Now, of course, you still might naturally have these thoughts because they're human nature, but I really now, it's actually like a low-key life hack. If I notice that I'm feeling negative emotions towards another guy, rather than telling someone else about it now, I try and check myself and be like, wait, why am I like wishing for this guy not to be successful or bad things to happen to this guy? That doesn't make sense. And usually it's a mirror, and it reveals something that maybe I've been insecure about. And now I can deal with that rather than being like, no, Julia, fuck that guy. That being said, if you clicked on this video, it seems like you're working hard to become a more attractive guy, and that's why you need to watch this video next, the one right over Julia's face. It's about 7 attractive hobbies all men should learn. Hobbies are like a cheat code because they're fun to do, you get to experience growth, and with these ones, you also become more attractive and confident as you do it. So click there to watch that now. If you're new to the channel, click down there to subscribe, as I release 2 new videos every single week. You don't want to miss them. I'll talk to you in the next video.
Stay beastly.
Stay beastly.